So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back today to go over a couple of things, folks. UFL, first of all, we're going to talk about that because the release date was mentioned a couple of days ago. And then FC 25, the career mode deep dive. Look, I'm not going to sit here and complain about FC 25. Literally, today's video will be informative. We'll go over the new features. And, I'm not just going to sit here and whine about it. You guys know my thoughts about the gameplay. As far as I'm concerned, it's not changing until the engine changes for EAFC. But, hey, if you enjoy it, play what you want to play. I'm only giving my thoughts and opinions as I always do. If you do enjoy the video, folks, please give it a thumbs up. I don't really ask for likes, So, yeah, if you do give it a thumbs up, it does help the algorithm. I mean, I honestly don't know what YouTube's algorithm is, but it might help. All right, so first things first, let's talk about UFL. I'll leave timestamps in the video as well. And I wanted to talk about this because a lot of people are saying, of course, this is the trailer that obviously came out regarding the actual release date itself. Personally, folks, I don't see this as a gamble. If I'm UFL, I would put the game out as well, because you can have betas and betas and betas and feedback and test it. But until you get, millions of people playing this at the same time or whatever, that's when the game will start to progress more. Yes, the first beta for me was better than the second one. I don't really know what they did regarding the passing, why they messed it up so much, but maybe they've got you would expect obviously a more polished, refined version with the full release, right? And why isn't it a gamble? Because this is the facts, folks. Gaming has changed, okay? Games don't come out now as a full-fledged package, and if they do, it's very, very rare. Like, if you get a proper single-player campaign coming out, then all right. But, like, actual games now, they're built on patches, right? They're built on microtransactions. They're built on online connectivity, like 24/7. So for Strikers Inc., I know the gameplay is probably not where they want it to be, and it's definitely not where we want it to be, but they're still going to make money out of this. So yeah, this is coming out just before probably eFootball 25 releases, and then obviously EAFC 25 I think is coming out at the end of September. So this is out a couple of weeks before FC 25. So Strikers Inc. are still going to get eyes on this game for at least 2 or so weeks before FC 25 comes out. People will play it. Whether they're going to enjoy it or not is up to them. And at the end of the day, folks, right? Say we stopped playing this game for 6 months, and then Strikers Inc. came out with a humongous update that upped the graphics, the gameplay, maybe they slowed it down, they added some more assistance, whatever else they did. Loads of people would re-download the game and try it out again. So there really isn't a gamble with a free-to-play game. But I understand that some people are like, well, it's not really ready, Ricky, is it? And maybe it isn't, but we once again don't know what the more refined, polished version is. And a beta for me is still not going to give you the same level of eyes as a full release. When you fully release a game, that is when you're going to get more feedback, and then you can start doing what you want to do and patch it, etc. So yeah, I think it is what it is. Strikers Inc. do what you need to do. And I really hope they do at the end of the day. Get somewhere with this game. I don't think anyone should be like, look, we all have our favorites, right? We all, people like eFootball, they like FC 25. But folks, footballing as a whole is pretty bad right now. We need more competition for these companies to step their game up. That's why I keep telling people stop buying FC 25. Wait till it's cheaper, because you're still giving not Konami, but EA so much money for putting out, minimal effort for the whole year. All right, anyway, look, so this is it, right? They've got a UFL starter pack. So right here alone, they're going to make money. You know what this game is catered towards right now, right? I may not be a huge fan of it. People in their 30s, maybe even their late 20s, 40s, 50s. But a bunch of teenagers, I don't know, 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, they're going to love this game because they'll probably pre-order it. And look what you're going to get when you pre-order it as well. You're going to get a bunch of stuff, in-game currency, a new stadium, 7-day early access, more stuff and customization as well. There are going to be people, folks, that pre-order this. The Strikers Inc. are already making a little bit of money. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on why I don't think it's a gamble for UFL to release this. It's free to play. They'll keep updating it. And look what happened to eFootball. When that came out, it was an absolute shambles. They fixed the problems. People are still playing it now religiously. So yes, UFL, they should be fine. Right, let's dive into the fun stuff, folks. EAFC 24. I'm just going to call it FC 25, sorry, because EAFC just sounds too long. Let's dive into it. All right, folks, so this is the fun stuff. I don't know how long this is going to be, but I'm going to go through this so you don't have to do it yourself. I know there's the trailer. If you want to go watch it, go watch it. We've all seen it anyway. It's probably, what, like 4 or 5 minutes? But this is obviously just focusing purely on career mode and the new stuff that has been added for the year. And also, let me know, are you guys still willing to watch, FC 25 playthrough if we did do one? I mean, I obviously still want to continue the Man United Master League, so let me know about all that fun stuff as well. All right, so let's just dive right into it. So the first thing is this new live start points. All right, so all new to both manager and player career modes, live start points brings you closer to your favorite clubs and leagues, allowing you to live out the biggest storylines from the real world during the 24-25 football season. Now, this does sound quite interesting. I'm not going to lie. Imagine if, and I'm always going to compare, I'm sorry, folks, I do it a lot, but I compare football games to football games. Why wouldn't you? They're the same genre. But, eFootball putting out something like this would be mental. So there is, a little screen of what you're looking at. There's the men's, women's. You're talking about Liverpool right there. And basically telling you what's happening between the 9th of Feb to the 15th with all these sort of competitions going. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's something to pick up and play, get in there and sort of do some real life fun stuff. We've also got the women's manager career. So in a first for any football game, not that there's many of them, players now have the option to play manager career in 5 of the top leagues in women's football. Women's manager career has all of the men's manager career features, plus unique challenges that exist solely within the women's game. Now, let me know your thoughts about this. Look, I have nothing against women, all right? I have nothing against women's sports, all right? But I feel like how many people are going to play this? I don't know. I haven't looked at the analytics, but I just feel like in this day and age, they're kind of just doing this now for the sake of, everything has to be equal and stuff. I just like to know if you guys honestly would play this. Let me know in the comments. As I say, I'm not having a go, all right? Don't get all butthurt. I'm just saying, I don't know how many people are going to play a women's career when you've got a men's career. How many women are buying EAFC 25? I don't know. Maybe it's picked up. Who knows? But still, it's an interesting addition. Next up, we have FC IQ in career. Now, whether this is actually real or just a gimmick, we'll find out. From creating a squad that fits your selected team play style to pre-match analysis of your opponent's style defined by their manager's real-world tactics, FC IQ influences core career mode features for a more comprehensive match day and tactical experience. Yeah, those fancy words. And there is, what's her name? Shan. Is that Shan? Emre Shahan? Looks like him. Pointing to that. So yeah, we'll see what exactly that does bring to the table. Manager career, live start points, and snapshots. In FC 25, you'll be able to manage some of the top men's and women's teams from any game week across the current or next season, should we say. On the men's side, you can take control of teams in the Premier League, the Championship, La Liga, Ligue 1, Serie A, and the Bundesliga. And in women's football, you can play as teams from the Barclays Women's Super League, the Arkema Premier League, the Google Pixel Frauen Bundesliga, beautiful, and Liga F. In all, we have live start points for 10 leagues and 12 cup competitions, enabling you to follow along with real results and jump in during any game week of the season. I say that's quite a nice addition. I'm not going to lie, and that, this is the difference though, isn't it? In like what EA offer you and Konami offer you. It keeps it fresh, doesn't it? Every single week there's something happening. Teams are doing well, then they're doing bad, and it keeps things interesting. And there's your 2 screens, fresh new season or live start points. Right, we're not going to worry too much about reading all of this because you kind of get the gist of that one. Let's actually move on to this, which is more interesting, I would say. FC IQ in career mode. So, while you may have heard about FC IQ in the deep dive, today we're talking about tactical presets. an expansion of our previous tactical vision system. Each tactical preset is defined by a set of key roles covering the pitch alongside a specific build-up and defensive approach combination. All tactical presets are compatible with all formations available, with the formations slightly impacting the preset's requirements. For example, Tiki-Taka requires a central midfielder to take that deep line playmaker role, but if your formation does not have a central midfielder, that'd be a bit weird, that role can be taken by a central defensive midfielder as well. So there's a little video right here kind of just showing you what's going on there. So the likes of, you know, box to box with Camavinga, he's focused on the balance, tells you what he's good at, attack support, defensive support, stamina usage, and all that fun stuff there. And look, I'm all for this at the end of the day. As I mentioned in my other video, tactics are a massive part. Is that it? I thought it was 40 seconds long. Tactics are a massive part of football, right? And if you don't have enough, you can't do enough. The games will always feel the same. This is why PES was always fantastic, because you could make teams play differently. You don't want every team playing the same. What's the point of a career mode then? There isn't a point. So anyway, yep, there is the video showing you what is going on. Real Madrid tactics, playing Tiki-Taka, and then, yeah. Look, they're basically adding like football manager type elements into career mode. Brilliant. Nothing wrong with that at all. Good stuff. So, the refresh of tactical presets and introduction of player roles helps give new meaning to coaching staff on top of what they're already doing. Attribute increases. Staff now also possess the ability to raise the role familiarity of players that are set to the key roles on the pitch by one level. For this to happen, the coach's tactical knowledge must be higher than the natural role rating of said player, and the player must be able to play the position in the first place. So yeah, it's not a quick case now of just whipping the player in there and job done. Yeah, I don't really want to read all this, to be fair, right now. I do like videos, though. Let's have a look at a video. So here is the tactical scouting. So you go through here, you got your key roles. Wing play, Tiki-Taka, Gegenpress, part the bus, counter-attack, kick and rush. You've got custom as well. And then you can go in there and give it a quick fondle, as you do. He's looking for a poacher. I remember back in the day when you can just go and find players. Now you have to actually use the scouting system. Otherwise, you don't know the players' ratings. You don't know how good they're going to be and all that stuff. Additionally, the Squad Hub and Transfer Hub have also been updated to surface role information on players. So here is a look at the screen itself. Foden showing you his positions, what he's good at. He's a wide player, inside forward, enhanced role, basic role. What do you think of the player models? I still feel like... I mean, I blame the engine for all the problems, to be fair, but I still feel like, yeah, they look better than they used to. But the EA can definitely up, you know, the models themselves and stuff. Development Plans 2.0. So development plans are now fueled by player roles and include role growth potential, with each role having its own development plan that focuses on a set of attributes and abilities. The role rating of each player determines the potential of key attributes for that role. And then we have another video here showing you Jude Bellingham. That didn't work very long, did it? So he is, yeah, so I remember all this stuff. Yeah, you can obviously switch up how you want to develop them, you know, which is nice, you know, having that freedom to be able to switch positions and not just lock them into one. But obviously, the longer it's going to take to develop a player, depending on what position you want to train them into. Over time, if a player is growing consistently on the attributes that are key to a role, there's a chance to trigger a role rating level up. Hey. When that happens, it increases the potential of those attributes, unlocking a new stage of growth. So there you go, folks. Grow your players. Now, something interesting and new as well, or not new, but updated, was press conferences and morale sweet spot. So in FC 25, we're evolving the morale system from an approach of the more, the better, to a sweet spot system. That means that if a player's morale gets over a certain level, players are no longer very happy, they become complacent instead. In this state, their mental attributes are reduced instead of increased. The ideal interval for morale, aka the sweet spot to keep the players very happy, varies, with some players being more calm and professional than others. We've also revised press conferences so that questions asked by the press are now fueled by tactical choices, opponent setup, and match statistics. Yeah, some of the questions they used to have didn't even pertain to the game. So at least they've gone in there. But once again, for me, with this type of stuff, it's got to obviously affect something, right? I mean, how is it going to affect the attributes? It does tell you here their mental health and stuff. So, I mean, are you really going to notice a difference in gameplay? We'll find out. Youth Academy. The Youth Academy's scouting capabilities have been upgraded as well, providing an expansive selection of over 160 countries to explore for emerging talent. Whether you're looking for the best of the best or to uncover the next great hidden gem, like myself, this extensive range of scouting locations opens the door to discovering diverse players with unique playing styles and backgrounds, with the goal of enriching your team's potential. I give them props, EA. They do love some sexy words. And there is a look at the Youth Academy itself. I've never played career mode long enough to dive into this, so maybe one day we'll actually get somewhere. You can scout, or you can now scout up to 4 specific positions, allowing you to focus on areas that need reinforcements now or in the future. Whether you're looking for a commanding centre-back, like Man United, a creative attacking midfielder, a prolific striker, or a solid keeper, the Youth Academy scouting options let you zero in on the exact position. And there it is, selecting what you want. Cam, CM, CDM, and there it is. Beautiful. With the introduction of FCIQ, players now also have the ability to scout for 3 distinct roles within the selected positions, regardless of what your strategy calls for. We want you to have the ability to shape your team's future. Well, that's always nice, you know? You've got to be able to shape things, otherwise it gets messy. And there's another look at what we have going on here with the youth staff, playmaker, shadow striker, and all that fun stuff. Beautiful. All right, let's move down. So they've added the rush matches, by the way, are in career mode, or in manager career, are organized as a bi-monthly tournament, and winning these competitions can provide a significant increase to the development of your youth players, accelerating their growth and helping them reach their full potential faster. Kind of a smart move there, isn't it, from FC, or EA, should we say. Basically, they've said, look, we're coming out with a new mode. Might not get a lot of people playing it, so we'll sneakily put it in career mode, manager mode, and that way people get a taste for it, and maybe they'll start playing it and, you know, spend some money. Who knows? I've seen the gameplay. It looked different. I mean, it's kind of like, I know the goals CEO said they've been copying them. Goals has got 5v5. And there is a look right here at, as you said, youth tournament, Man City taking on the Liverpool. I mean, I guess that's kind of interesting. And once again, not a bad little thing. It keeps you wanting to use the youth players. It's something different. You know, always using the world-class players over and over and over again can become a little bit tiresome. So, you know, mix it up. And then you've got your player performances right here, telling them how they did after the game. Man of the match was Diawara. And it gives you their ratings, tackles, and all that fun stuff. And finally, youth players will now look younger. Well, that's a good idea. Give them a beard like mine. And you will be able to see them physically grow during their development in the Youth Academy. Well done. Look, EA, nice little touch. A little bit of growth, progression. Right, women's football in manager career. I'm not going to touch on this too much. Once again, it doesn't interest me in the slightest, but we are going to read it for the sake of it. So that, as we know, they've added all those leagues. We basically spoke of that before anyway. And they've got the prestigious Women's Champions League as well. I mean, look, there's no doubt about it, folks. If you want a full-fledged package, EAFC is going to offer you that. I mean, they are. They've got the Champions League, all those competitions. They've got a solid career mode, player career, online, offline. I mean, there's tons of things to do. In fact, there's probably too much to do online. Half the time, you can't even get them all done. Women's manager career saves will feature all of the manager career mode features you'd expect alongside authentic managers, financial models, contracts, and wage structures that reflect the rapidly growing women's side of the sport. We can't wait. They can't wait for players to jump into the world of women's footballing manager career, in which you can expect to find new and exciting. So I think it's only manager career. There's no player career in women's. They keep mentioning manager, not player manager. So I presume. And there's a little screen for you of the ladies. Quarter-final. Man City taking on Liverpool. There's, oh no, well that's the rush. The rush. There's the game mode. Interesting. It's quite vibrant. For added flexibility and player choice, you can move between men's and women's leagues within the same career to experience both sides. All right. I mean, look, I will admit here, there's a lot of admitting going on, but EA have clearly thought about things, because that's a nice touch, because I wouldn't want to have to dick around going from one to the other. At least that way you can kind of experience both. Maybe one doesn't hit the notes and you don't want to play it, and then you can just go back to playing what you want. Right, customization. So they've been listening to player feedback on in-game customization and focused on delivering a series of settings that will enable you to better control the way you simulate your gameplay experience and AI behavior. AI behavior is the problem. For example, you can now select from a series of predetermined presets tuned for specific situations and gameplay moments. One of the most requested features, did you request it? Let me know. Around this area relates to giving players different choices with respect to gameplay balancing. Players can toggle between a realistic setting, which would lock the gameplay sliders to values closer to current lifelike football. Ooh. And a classic setting, which is meant to highlight the classic feeling of playing through the established garbage arcade football. Yeah. Of course, a very detailed custom setting is also available where players can adjust to their liking. All right, so this is probably the biggest thing for me, personally, someone that does enjoy more simulation. This is what they're looking at. So is this actually what they're gonna, is this how they're having it? So they would state that simulation would put the sprint speed down to 22. They've also narrowed it as well. As you can see, they've got CPU and users under the same settings, instead of having to go from left to right and change individuals. Okay. Interesting. I'm very intrigued with that. Obviously, it's the gameplay at the end of the day. Unless they fix the dribbling, for me, it's not going to change a whole lot. But I do like that EA maybe are thinking, maybe we do want to try maybe a little bit more sim sometimes. For players who really want a challenge, they can raise the difficulty of their saves by making transfer negotiations stricter, setting the board expectations to be harsh, slowing the training plan recovery rates down, creating a transfer embargo, and playing with simulation style gameplay. Yeah, remember PES had all that stuff in the old days anyway. You could, do strict negotiations and stuff. But hey, the more the merrier, as they say. For players who want a more relaxed experience, they could create a game where, have huge financial takeovers where you can't get sacked. There's no scouting. So look, they're catering now, folks, to all walks of life. In fact, honestly, probably the best thing you can honestly do. Give everyone the freedom to play it. If you want to play super arcade, brilliant. If you want to play more sim, fantastic. If you want to play in the middle, then play in the middle. And there is a look at the game settings. They've got their dynamic. CPU sliders affect the way that our opposing AI thinks on a moment-to-moment basis. Dynamic, the same as tactical, but slider values will fluctuate slightly from their tactical values, allowing for more variety when playing opponents multiple times. There you go. That's what I want to hear. Variety when playing the opponents multiple times. Yes, the AI should learn and adapt with the way you play, so you can't keep abusing it. Settings such as match settings and gameplay simulation settings can still be modified mid-save and do not require you to start a new career. Yes, smart move. While other settings are locked in, yeah, makes sense. Right, moving on, folks. We got a new menu, visuals, and social media. Now, the social media one could be interesting. I know a lot of people could look forward to that. With the new UI, new menu. So, our FC25 UI is not just an aesthetic upgrade for the game, but more importantly, a functional one with the addition of the task list, wherever that may be, right here. The task list is a dynamic rundown of pending actions that players may want to engage with during their saves. It says may want to. Are they needed? From squad management to youth academy and other activities, all issues and points of interest are brought up front for your convenience. We want to enable you to make immediate decisions and take quick actions, ensuring you're on top of things in both manager career and player career. While we believe the introduction of the task list will help players get the most pressing items that need their managerial attention, players will still be able to use the menu to navigate as they wish. On the topic of being up to date, another change in FC25 is the addition of social media. Social media in FC25 is a virtual platform where players can see the most important news regarding their achievements, match results, upcoming matches, transfer news, and much more. Clubs, leagues, players, fans, and news outlets are going to be posting, covering narratives from both on and off the pitch. Whether you're managing a top team in manager career or a player in player career, you're sure to be the subject of many stories. Being a hero at times and a villain at others, said anti-hero, but I'm going for villain. And there it is, the social media. You got salmon, the salmon fish. Man City is going to shine this season. I'm happy to be part of it. With great people around me, everything is possible. And then, yeah, you've got your comments. I mean, let's be honest. Social media is everything now, isn't it? Make a living off of it. We're excited to announce that we've secured some of the biggest names. That's right, the likes of Fabrizio Romano. Here we go. We'll be helping you stay on top of all the transfer rumours and deals. Blimey, how much money have they probably given him? He's not doing that for free. Very nice. So there we go. And then it tells you here the Athletic transfer window opens. That's pretty cool. There is Fabrizio. Here we go. You'll love it. Tottenham Hotspur have signed Moreno. All right, now moving on, folks. We're getting to the end of it. I know it's a long video, but I said I was going to cover everything and just give you my honest feedback, in real time. So player career with icons. This is quite intriguing and interesting and something I would probably do just for a bit of fun. If you're not really worried about the gameplay a lot. In FC25 player career, you can now play with some of the greatest names in football history and bring them into the modern game. You can dive into the player career experience by selecting one of the available icons and see how they would thrive in modern day football. You can make your own history with icons presented at the peak of their ability, enabling you to jump straight into high level action. And there is, who's that? He looks familiar. Yeah, Mr. Beckham himself. There he is, a Maverick. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see which players you can play with. Don't know. You know me. I always enjoy playing with players. If you get the joke. Fantastic. If you don't, move on. The list of available icons will update and change over time. Well, there we go. To give players different experiences. Be sure to check in throughout the season to see which icons you can play with. I mean, yeah, it'd be fantastic if they had the likes of any Man United ones for me. Eric Cantona. Oh, that'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? And now, the origin story. So our aim with the addition of the new origin stories is to bring in some fresh perspective to player careers. 3 paths, each with their own advantages and challenges, will guide you through the start of your career, bringing in different opportunities and new approaches in player career. You can start off as a child prodigy, coming from a legendary football family to prove that you can survive the pressure of the role and create your own legacy while taking your famous family name to the next level. There we are. Who's that? Sam Sulek? You guys know who he is? He looks exactly like him with the hair. Looks like a big lad too. 18 years of age. He's good at ball control, interceptions, attacking position and crossing, and he's useless at those. Don't let him have a penalty. So there you go. You've got your story that you can choose. Great expectations. Obviously, you can go through and choose what you like. You can also play as someone coming from humble beginnings, but with an unshakable dream and loads of talent. Show everyone that it's not about where you come from, but how hard you work if you're going to make your dreams come true. Very much like Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, he didn't come from a very, wealthy family, or his dad wasn't a footballer. He just worked his ass off and became one of the world's best. Very, very impressive. And there it is. Climb to the top. 23, a little bit older. I wonder how old you can be. And finally, you can bring your journey as a player who has known the glories of top-class football but has sustained a career-threatening injury. Owen Hargreaves. And is now making their comeback. Show everyone that you are stronger than ever and ready for a challenge. Yeah, that sounds like Malacia. Where's he been for the last 2 years? It would be nice if Malacia did come back and turn into a monster. Return to glory. So there it is. He's 27 there. Okay, so yeah, you get a little bit older, I guess, as the stories progress. If you have your own story idea, you can follow your own dreams and set up your starting conditions as part of a custom start. So you can make your own ones, folks. You will be able to set up your age, skill level, as well as personality. Whether you want to set up as a young player with average skill, but an undying love for your hometown club, an experienced player with all the skills who is a true maverick, or anything in between. So there you go. Lots of options to choose from. Moving on to player customization. So in FC 25, we are looking to enhance the avatar creation. You can now create a more realistic looking avatar with a large variety of new face customization options through the introduction of cranium technology. That's ridiculous. Who came up with that? Brainium with the cranium. Players are able to sculpt each element of their avatar's face down to every little detail. You can create male and female. What about in between? And be as varied as you wish in their setup, with tattoos and accessories available for your avatar to bring out their personality and reflect your preferences. Yeah, everyone these days has tattoos. I don't have a single tat, by the way. I'm just not a tattoo man. But these footballers, they got so much money that it's just non-stop tattoos after tattoos. So what we have here is a longer video. Let's have a quick look. So you can customize your person. You can go in here. And you can sculpt it by pressing triangle, it looks like. You got the full head, you got the skin, complexion, skin surface. You can put some freckles on there if you like, folks. I can't remember exactly how the customization was last year. But look, I'll let this run because I think we're coming up to the end of this video. But there's a lot of things coming, folks. I would admit, they've put the work in this year for career mode. Gameplay, we'll see. I'm not even mentioning gameplay. That's why I didn't want to make this video negative about the gameplay, because it is what it is. But I will be very positive about the additions they've added, especially like the simulation type sliders, automate, just putting those in. Fantastic. Having the option now to use icons in there, more freedom, simpler things to do. Yeah, they've had a lot of different additions. Don't lose your progress, mate. Someone messed that up. Well, that was a nice hair. So yeah, just a lot of stuff to do. What else we got here? Go through here, and yeah, for some reason it went off. Oh, she's smiling. Got the chin. You got the skull. So yeah, I'm sure you guys are going to create some ridiculous-looking people. You'll also be able to set celebratory and set piece animations, as well as a number of running styles that can complement your appearance. Yes, PES used to have that too. Got to bring that up. And finally, women's football in player career. They do have that. In addition to managing the top women's teams in manager career, you can start a player career in women's football. Right, they mentioned that at the end. Similarly to manager career, player activities, authentic contract lengths, salary values, and our event system look to mimic the challenges of the real world. Thank you so much, and diggly diddly do. And there it is. All right. So that's it, folks. That is the deep dive in a nutshell. And as I say, I have to admit, there are some really nice additions coming to this. So Let me know your thoughts below. I hope I covered everything. I know it's a long one, about 30 odd minutes, but yeah, I got the timestamps to just go through, have a look at what you want to look at, and Bob's your uncle. So anyway, we'll be back very, very shortly. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, I will admit there are some good things coming. And look, if they fix the gameplay, I'd thoroughly enjoy it. I just can he get past it? But we'll hopefully try it. I mean, if the game launches and people say the gameplay's better, then who knows? But anyway, we'll be back shortly. Subscribe for more and take care.